Welcome to our YouTube channel. I'm Mr. Queer Constance. Today we are going to study electrochemistry. We have a question. Calculate the mass of sodium metal produced if a current of 50 amperes is passed through the molten sodium chloride for 2 hours. When you are given such kind of a question, it's a very easy question. We are going to use this formula. Mass is equal to time times the amperes given times the R.A.M, which is equivalent to the relative atomic mass. Then this one, the whole of it, we are dividing with the charge of the element times the columns which are in the question, these columns here. So when you are given such kind of a question, you will basically substitute in the values given in the question in this formula. So the question is asking for the mass. That's what we are looking for. So you write mass is equals to, so we have time, and that time is 2 hours. And remember, time in electrochemistry is always in second. So we will take 2 hours, we multiply with 3,600. So that will give us 7,200. So we are going to have 7,200. Don't forget that the time is in second, times the amperes, which are in the question, 50 amperes, times the relative atomic mass of sodium, which is 23, all over the charge of sodium. So you have to put in mind the charge of the element they're talking about. For example, the charge of sodium is 1 because it's number 11 in the periodic table. So the charge is 1 times the number of columns that are given in the question, 96,500. 1 Faraday is equals to 96,500 columns, which is equivalent to the mass deposited depending on the amount of electricity passed. So using this formula, you will just basically key in the values in the calculator, and you are going to get, if I take 7,200 times 50 times 23, then I'm dividing it with 1 times 96,500, I'm going to get 85.8 grams, which is the mass that was deposited at the cathode. So basically, when you are given such a kind of a question in electrochemistry, you have to note this, and it's very important, the charge of the element. So sometimes you cannot be given the charge of the element. So it's you to note that this element has got this charge. And then number 2, when you are given such kind of a question, you should note that the time is in seconds. You don't use the time in minutes or hours. Maybe if the question is asking you to find that time in minutes after calculating is when you can convert. We have more videos in our channel. Please check out. Thank you. Additionally, if you are told about calculating anything to do with the electrochemistry, so if they ask us to find time, we will just interchange that formula. So time will be equal to mass times charge times columns all over amperes all over R.A.M. So you can use that formula to calculate amperes, R.A.M, charge, columns are always given. But you can use that formula to calculate every question they ask you in electrochemistry.